What's up, everyone? Monday Night Football. Bills at the Jets. Showdown breakdown time. It's Geek. It's DFS Up North. We got you covered. We're taking a look at the Monday Night Football contest. It's raining in New York. The premiere of the Bills and the Jets. I'm wearing the swag. DFS Up North.
I mean, I'm excited for you tonight. It's the start of a new era. Another reason for Jets fans to be disappointed.
Absolutely. And of course, we gotta give out some props to the first two showdowns of the year already. Thursday Night Football, smash, advantage. Congratulations on $105,000 win. And then last night, man, your notes absolutely crushed it. Sunday Night Football, $70K. Frank will gore you, motherfuckers. And then just to match him, my boy Chris C 324, same score, different contest. 15,
was it the same score?
115.66, same score.
Yes, you're right.
Different just taking it down everywhere.
DFS Army
crushing. Unfortunately, Bobbywow, no Bobbywow tonight. We miss him. But he'll be back on Wednesday for the Thursday night showdown breakdown.
He's just taking a day to handle this Bills loss or the Bears loss. Like, he's just taking it hard, guys. Like, he can't be here.
That dude loves the Bears.
More than I think maybe I even love my children.
Yeah, like, I've never seen anything like it. It's endearing. It's endearing.
It is. And I always, like, if I'm watching the games, I flipped over to the Packers and Bears games yesterday, and I just thought, oh, poor Bobby. But no, he's got a work thing, so he can't be here tonight.
Absolutely.
He's not really at home crying in his cereal.
He might be. But here's the deal. I also wanted to mention, listen, these guys, they're DFS Army subscribers. They're killing it. They're rocking the avatar. So I had a cool idea. For those of you guys, for those of you, everybody in DFS Army already knows, rock the avatar. You take down a tournament. You're showing pride. You love DFS Army. You're showing the pride. Fuck those other groups, right? Get a swag bag. Get some swag, a hat, DFS Army shirt, pens, beer, cozies, all that good stuff, right? So I had a fun idea for the YouTube watchers. Rock the avatar. Link in the description below. Pick one out, whatever your favorite team is. You rock a DFS Army avatar, take down a tournament, send us that screenshot of you taking it down, rocking the DFS Army pride. We're going to give you a free 2 months of DFS Army VIP. That is for non-members. Sorry, guys. Right. When you're in, you get the swag. Even better. But if you aren't in, you haven't been able to, you watch our breakdown, you crush it. We're going to get you 2 free months of DFS Army. Check it out. All right. So make sure to grab the link for the avatars in the description below. All right. We got a game tonight. 45-point total has been going down, DFS Up North.
Slightly down, right? You're dealing with some rain there. It's going to be similar conditions to what we saw maybe last night. Hopefully, one of the quarterbacks doesn't play like Daniel Jones, but, you never know.
That was horrible to watch last night, but Daniel Jones, right? I got a million things to talk about this week's slate, but that is not what we're here for. We're here to talk about tonight. I'll be back talking about all those things, though, tomorrow. Make sure you check out the first look lineup, builds, and everything, because I got a whole lot of information to share. But here we go. Let's take a quick look before we get too deep into this. I think the biggest thing, so I want to give my macro take on this, Josh, which is this is going to be an ugly game. Both defenses really good. We saw over this past weekend of games what happens when you have veteran QBs that don't really get a lot of practice time. Let's be real. Training camp, they don't get a lot of practice time. A lot of these QBs haven't played much in the preseason. You know who hasn't played much? Aaron Rodgers. Listen, I watched Hard Knocks.
Makes him look good.
He's just hanging out on the sideline, so chatting it up. You know what I mean? Like, there's not that much play time. So these guys are going to be a little rusty. They're going to be a little rusty.
We saw it this week, like with veteran quarterbacks, Kirk Cousins, couple of fumbles right away off the snap and things like that. And then you add in the weather factor. And, when these guys have played, one drive in the preseason, it's a little tricky.
Don't rewatch the game.
Why?
Do not watch that. I actually stopped watching, went to watch TV with my kid. I was like, you know what?
I'm going
to hang out with my kid.
I know. I handed my wife the I handed my wife the remote and I'm like, I'm done.
Last night, like I said, I hadn't seen my kids all weekend. I was like, hey, let's hang out a little bit. So check this out. Like I said, I see this game going down very defensive, right? There's a couple of interesting situations, but Jets off defense stopping the Bills. Bills not, in mid-season form, but I don't see the Jets offense in any kind of good mid-season form either. So, and it's raining out. I'm in New York. It's nasty outside. It's not good. So I see low-scoring game similar to, now you put out that script last night where, hey, this could be a defensive thing. And that actually led to some wins. Like I said, I showed it on the screen, but Frank Wilgore wrote in and was like, oh my God, your notes were so great, DFS up north. This is why I won. He literally wrote that in. So I love that. By the way, it was the best email. I got like that email in the morning, like, dude, I won 70K. I love that. This is why I do this.
Yeah. It was fun.
Yeah. That's freaking awesome. So,
but, I mean, we're going to have a similar game. We're going to have a similar game tonight. Like, I know that you were talking earlier that you've already bet the unders on this game, as many unders as you could.
Not as many, but I took smart unders.
Sure.
And definitely the under. I actually parlayed up like a crazy, just same game parlay where I got the team totals up. I parlayed everything. It was crazy, but all unders.
Okay. I like
so,
that too.
So yeah, I mean, I'm not worried about the weather. By the way, it's raining. It's not outside like windy and insane. I don't even allow weather to affect me. This was my take before. Actually, the weather might mess it up and make something weird. But the reality is, I just think Jets defense really good. Bills defense really good. Both offenses may be a little bit off. So we just might get one of those kind of games. We'll see. You never know. But let's pop up the sheet here. We got to talk some potential captains. And actually, before we go to that, let's look at the showdown breakdown analysis that our boy DFS Spreadsheets puts out every day. And this just shows in the last 18 games for the Bills, 28% of the time, Josh Allen would have been the captain or was the nuts captain, right? Then it was wide receiver for the Bills and defense. You know what has never shown up as captain, or at least in the last 18 games for the Bills. Now, some of this you got to just throw away, by the way, because this is a weird first game of the season. And again, lower scoring than I think most Bills games would normally be. But it's never been a kicker. It's never been a running back or a tight end for the Bills, at least in the last. Well, Knox had a good game. I'm surprised that one didn't make it.
Well, but and then you see that they've never had last year, no quarterbacks against the Bills were the nuts.
Which is fine by me because the last person I'm interested in having as my captain is Aaron Rodgers. So that's fine by me. Generally, if you're going up against the Bills, it's either your wide receiver or your running back that is the nuts captain. It's not the quarterback. That's good to know.
Yep.
It also shows that balance builds, the 3-3 was pretty common winner, but the 5-1 Bills super stack
domination has
been a winner. And even once or twice, the 1-5 was the winner.
I wonder who that was.
No clue.
To look back in the game logs.
Yeah, the Chiefs when the Bills played like shit. I don't know.
Right.
Jets. You got to throw this away. These are irrelevant.
So different.
It's just the Jets' new team, new quarterback. I don't know that you can really get too interested in. Although opposing defense, I remember that one. Patriots. Was the nuts.
Yeah.
So to that backdrop, let's take a quick look at the cheat sheet breakdown. We're going to talk some potential captains here. We're going to talk some potential flex plays and see if we can get this showdown figured out and take a third one down on the weekend. I'll tell you, if we hit the trifecta, that'd be pretty special. So let's try to make it happen tonight. Starting at the top. So Josh Allen, of course.
Right? You don't need me to tell you that Josh Allen's a stud, right? Like the Jets defense is good, but this is, like I said, it's like two good trains colliding. And I think that we see Allen run the ball. I mean, his props at like 32.5 rushing. He throws the ball. He's that dual threat type quarterback that that makes sense in the captain spot.
One nice thing about Josh Allen is, while I do like to stack a quarterback at captain, and I will play Allen there. A good defense. You know how you beat a good defense? The QB scramble. Like that is a thing that even a really good defense has a tough time stopping. I don't think Josh Allen's coming out like hesitant to scramble, and I also don't think the Bills are going to be up so big that they're like, let's just
protect them,
lean on the run. The Jets stop the run. It's going to be hard for anything else. So I think, Josh Allen with the scramble. I've got him stacked with just one as captain.
Yes. Yeah, I don't think you need two. I mean, I think it's naturally going to happen in your builds, but I don't think you want to force it.
Yeah. I agree. Now, Stephon Diggs seems like an obvious captain play, but this is no secret. The Jets have an elite cornerback in terms of Sauce Gardner, who will probably be locked onto Diggs. Not 100%. By the way, we sometimes think that will happen, and then you see Sauce was on Gabriel Davis the whole game.
Yeah.
Not on Diggs. So I don't want to allow that like too much to influence. And if I thought like Diggs' ownership was going to get really low, I'd almost go the opposite way with that. But generally, the Jets do have Sauce Gardner. Do you think Sauce will be just on Diggs the whole time? Because I don't know. We don't know.
We don't know. I mean, obviously he was a rookie last year, so he did not follow Diggs last year, and it's fine. They have DJ Reed on the other side. And Diggs played in the slot, like somebody just said in the chat, a lot last year. But if you remember that first play, like Diggs just from scrimmage when Sauce was on him, and Diggs just cooked him. And then they kind of moved away from Sauce and Diggs. But Sauce is elite. Diggs is elite. It's a great matchup. Hopefully the weather allows us to see them kind of go off on each other. But I would imagine that we're talking about somewhere like Gardner's probably on him 50% of the time.
Yeah, I mean, Chris is not thinking he'll travel. Like I said, we'll see.
I don't think so either. Yeah,
we'll kind of see how that all lines up. But what I do think was noteworthy, and I think we were all in agreement on, is like the common theory that Sauce is on Diggs, you can't play Diggs. I don't agree with that. I don't think that is a definite thing that's going to happen. So I think Diggs will have his opportunities. I still think he's going to have a hard time because the Jets are a really good defense and secondary. And that's right. He might be on Gabriel Davis more often than not, and Gabe Davis gets shut out, and Diggs has a good game. So you don't really know. So I don't want to put too much into that in general. So you got to play some Diggs, no question, right? As we continue on, I'm going to see. You like that view?
I kind of like that. I like that better.
Yeah, a little bit better. I'm trying to get us out of the way here of the sheet, but the sheet should be big. So next, of course, Garrett Wilson on the Jets. The one thing I noticed in the preseason was Aaron Rodgers and had a nice connection with Garrett Wilson. Like Wilson is awesome too. He's just an awesome person.
He's so good. He's so good.
Hard Knocks was a lot of fun to watch because I got to know them. Yeah.
Right. And that's sort of, I try not to let that influence me. Even though, what's really hard for me not to be influenced as a lifelong Vikings fan and Packers hater is that after one or two episodes, I looked at my wife and I was like, it's really annoying that Aaron Rodgers is kind of likable here.
Yeah. He seems like a regular dude.
Yeah. But yeah, Wilson's a stud. He's got the highest receiving prop on at 69.5. He's minus 135 on the over there. They're not even DK is not even offering an under right now. So I like what you can do with Garrett Wilson in the captain slot. I don't think you need to pair Aaron Rodgers with him. I think in this sort of game, if Wilson goes for 70 and a touchdown, right? He could easily be there and not have Rodgers. Rodgers could have a shit game, right? So I'm not going to force that in. But yeah, I'm really high on Wilson in this game, and I think he's got the potential to be the highest scorer here.
I've seen a lot of people making too many rules using the optimizer. I've seen a lot of those screenshots the last few days. You guys are taking it maybe a little bit too far. I'm glad that you mentioned you do not need to. Not to say that I'm avoiding it, but you don't have to force Aaron Rodgers. So if you have Diggs as your captain, that lineup does not Diggs. If you have Wilson as your captain, That lineup does not have to have Aaron Rodgers in it. We saw Aaron Rodgers with the Packers frequently not produce a very good score when even Devontae Adams was putting up 30s. And in a game like this is the other factor, Josh. If it's going to be a low-scoring game, well, again, I'm just making a prediction, not sure, who knows. But if it's going to be a low-scoring game, Diggs might get there with like a 12 or a 14. It doesn't have to be. It's not a main slate where if Diggs doesn't get you 36, it was a bad value. Same thing with Garrett Wilson. He gets a 16. That might be the nuts score in a game like this. Like, it doesn't have to be this monster smash in order for him to get there, which is why you don't necessarily need to. And I like this. I like this idea too. Like Wilson, Allen, just get Allen in most of your lineups. Like, I don't care how good the Jets defense is. Allen tends to get his, right? I'm not going 100% on anybody, but Allen tends to get his. So that's kind of it. You've got Aaron Rodgers in this mix. I'm going to tell you right off the bat, I'm not playing Aaron. I'm not going to do that.
I think it's just the narrative of like the Aaron Rodgers first game. Is he going to ball out and throw like 4 tutties and just go bonkers, right? That's why I think he's viable. The ownership's a little high for me. I think where I'm going to get my Rodgers exposure actually is I'm going to have a little bit of captain exposure and not as much in the flex.
Yeah, 10% captain. I'm not on that. I'm not on that.
Yeah, it's a little sketchy.
Yeah, I'm just not on it. I don't know what else to say. I'm not on that.
No,
I do have a rule. If I do have Aaron Rodgers, and this is important, if I'm playing Aaron Rodgers, it's with 2, not 1. So the only way Aaron Rodgers is getting there, he's got to drag 2 wide receivers with him. He has to. Lazard, Cobb, I don't care who they are. You need to. So that would be my absolute rule. If Aaron Rodgers, because he's not running one in. Josh Allen will run one in.
He might sneak one in, but they got Dalvin Cook now.
Are you giving it to the old guy to sneak it in? I saw Matt Stafford try to sneak, and I'm going in that game. They try to have Matt Stafford do a QB sneak on the end zone by the on the goal line, and I was like, dude, are they nuts? This guy has a bad back. Why are you doing that? Give it to one of the running backs.
I will say, Matt. Yeah, it's tricky. But yeah, I think as we keep going here, Dalvin Cook, I think, is a strong play. Obviously, Breece Hall is a little concerning, but it's reported, from what we know from reporting, is that Dalvin Cook is going to get the bulk of the carries tonight. And in sort of a knockdown, drag him out type of game, I think that we could see Cook have a big one here. He can catch the ball. Rodgers loves that little dump down to the receivers. So we could see him rack up some points in a hurry here.
Heavy run game focus. I really like it. I like the Dalvin Cook play as a captain. I think that's one of the better plays. Not super high owned either, which is nice. He's only showing, a 3% right now, 3.5.
Yeah, we can easily double that.
Oh my gosh, yeah. Bulk of the carries, all of that is true. Listen, it's mysterious. We don't know.
Week 1.
His brother's in the game, and he wants to show him who the big brother is. No, that narrative worth, little Jimmy.
Yeah, but who's mom gonna cheer for tonight?
No, she's cheering for both those boys. I think you got to cheer for the younger one because the older one's very established. Listen, his career is coming to an end.
He's done it. James Cook is fighting for a spot. He's got Damian Harris and Lats Murray waiting behind him.
That ain't anything very good. But like I said, James, we'll see. James is an interesting person. I'm surprised not to see him on the list, but he's got some viability. But the Jets have a good defense. But your last 2, Gabriel Davis, obviously 4 touchdowns.
We've seen that game.
We've seen it. Alan Lazard, history with Aaron Rodgers, comfort.
He's just so hard to cover in the red zone too. Like his size, his catching ability, his speed. Like he's a danger down there.
Absolutely. So, I listen, Gabriel Davis, though, as we said before, I think it's either him or Diggs. I definitely don't. I'm not even talking to captain. I'm just in general, like in their lineup. I would avoid both. Sauce will be on one of these guys, and he will be shutting one of them or slowing one of them down.
I think you could make that rule, right? That if Diggs is in the lineup, Davis isn't. Like I don't know. So I don't necessarily want to limit myself like that, but especially like a 20 I'd be looking to.
Yeah, I don't want to set a hard rule, but it's because you never know. one catch.
You're not going to end up.
It's just something I'm not going to consciously try to achieve where I get them both.
Sure.
I think it'll be one or the other, but I'm not going to like make a rule, for example.
Right.
Lazard familiarity with Aaron Rodgers. So the only one missing here that I think might have been irrelevant, both defenses I think are in play.
Oh, I updated my sheet. You got to refresh your page.
Now you're going to give me a technical refresh midstream.
First rule. Okay, I like that.
Midstream.
The first rule of the DS optimizer is there is no rules.
Yeah. So here, no, I don't. I ain't seeing those.
I think I added them. I must have added them on the FD sheet, not on the other one. But anyways, I think both defenses are viable here. I don't love it. I think they're going to be overowned.
They are. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, you're right. 2%, 2.5%. You got to own these defenses,
isn't it? Or is that DraftKings?
Yeah, this is DraftKings. This is the right one.
Okay. Yeah, 2%. That's not crazy. That might be low though. Anytime a defense wins that captain, I feel like they're going to go way overowned.
I mean, there it is, right? So last night, and Dalvin is the starter. Yes, Dalvin
for now
is supposed to get the bulk of the carries, right? But we truly don't know. Coaches say things, and then you see it after. I think Dalvin will get more touches and carries than Breece Hall. How many more? Don't know. Will he be better with those carries?
Yeah, I mean, I always say Vegas is smarter than I am, and Breece Hall's rushing number is not bad. It's like 32.5. So that says a little bit that he's going to get some touches, right? 34.5. Dalvin's 48.
The number for Dalvin is better. Hang on, let me see if I can pull some of these numbers out here. So we're going total rushing yards.
The Sharp app says here.
Total rushing yards, right? So James Cook 42. Dalvin Cook, 55.
That's prize picks, though, isn't it?
Oh, no, these are the sportsbook odds.
Oh.
Yeah. I'm not going with our projection. I'm just going with the sport. I'm just looking at what the sports books are saying. So James Cook, it's about 42 and a half.
Okay.
Dalvin Cook, he's at 48 to 55 on PointsBet. What the fuck? But 48 on some of these other books. Okay. And then if you find Breece Hall, he's in the 30s. So like
not that far behind.
Damian Harris is exactly the kind of running back that the Jets should be able to stop. Jets have incredible
interior
up front. He's just linebackers and a really, really solid defensive line. You can't run on the Jets. They're going to have to throw. It's not a good, it's the Jets defense is really good, guys. Again, will they be that great week one? I don't know, but they are good. And so I think they're going to slow these guys down. But that's some of those metrics. What about, what? Let's take a look at receiving yards and get a sense of the wide receiver position, right? So 18. Let's see anybody good here. Really interesting. Dalton Kincaid getting a 25.
Is that on PointsBet though?
Oh yeah, it's a cockamamie sports book. Dalvin 10, Dalvin Cook just 10, Lazard 36, Randall Cobb 18. I'm more interested in like these other random Jets wide receivers like Mecole Hardman. Yeah, Tyler Conklin, interesting, 23. Okay, that's a real number.
Yeah, I mean he's done it before.
Davis getting the 44 and a half. There it is. Garrett Wilson 67. Yep. Where's Diggs? 70 on this book. So PointsBet 67 on that wheel. Yeah. And where's what's his name? Steffi Diggs. 70. 69. So about the same as Garrett Wilson.
Yeah, and you get the little price bump on Wilson or a little, little help on the price with Wilson, which I like.
Not a whole lot.
Just in the captain.
Yeah, not a big differentiator. So, and there's Lazard. That was the last one I wanted to see. Lazard at 36 and a half. Yeah. Oh, that breaks it down pretty well. So let's go back here. Cheat sheet. But does defense as captain
only on DK? We don't want that on FanDuel.
Yeah, no, you never do that on FanDuel. That That is much more of a draft. Although last night it might have won on FanDuel too.
I think I didn't see, but yeah, it could have. It should have actually.
Yeah, it probably did win last night also. So it's the
That's
rare.
like one of the first times ever.
Yeah, because part of the fun of defense on DraftKings is paying less for it, so you can afford other spots. But you just almost never see a defense score that much. So we'll get into this. We do have picks for some of the turds, some of the cheaper guys, but let's talk flex. So I agree with this captain pool. I'm probably not using Rodgers.
Yeah,
all these other guys, yes.
That's what I said last night too on my Sunday night one, is that, like, I'm going to give you guys who I think is viable here, who is the most likely, but like, know that, like, for me, I said last night, I'm probably keeping my captain pool to Danny Dimes, Tony Pollard, one other, and then the CeeDee Lamb and somebody else. I don't even remember, but yeah, it's you gotta. I like personally. I don't know how you like to do it, but on DraftKings especially, I want to tighten up my captain pool and then get lots of exposure to everybody else.
Yeah, switch it around. The fewer captains I have, that's why I tend to fade the quarterback. I'm just like, you know what? Especially like a pocket passer like Aaron Rodgers. Yes. If I could cut off 10% of the field who is playing him, or 11, and I didn't do that, that gives me a little bit of an edge, that I can apply. It's kind of like getting rid of the rake if you're right, but if you're wrong, it sucks. But if you're right, it's kind of like that. So to continue on, and you guys have good questions about some of the lower costs, so we'll get into that here. So we already talked pretty much about this upper group of players. Lazard, a good play, 6,400, comfortable with Aaron Rodgers. I think that's fine. Breece Hall, probably not going to be high owned at this price.
The ownership's low, 19%.
Yeah, even that, it's kind of high, actually, considering it's supposed to be Dalvin Cook getting most of the run. But Breece Hall could score a touchdown.
Right.
Conscious Machine is talking about Dalton Kincaid, and I think he's an interesting sort of sleeper, or whatever we want to call it. Dalton Kincaid. Yeah, we'll see how they use him.
That's the biggest, like, here's what I have. Like, he's an elite athlete, right? Like, but like he played college at Iowa. He didn't do shit in college. Like, so is he now all of a sudden going to become this, just because he's an athlete in a spot? Is he just going to all of a sudden become like this monster? Like, I would rather play Dawson Knox. I'm sorry. Like, I know he's going to get some slot snaps, but
with Kincaid, all I know is they took him in the first round. Like, they're not stupid, so they have their reasons. Like, I don't know about his productivity in college. Quite honestly, I don't remember, but they took him early, so he's going to be in this game. Yeah, and here it is. So, yeah, that's right. I think that's Gino. Or I'm not sure who that is, but yes, Hardy is the WR3. We'll get into that for a second, because I think a lot of people think it's someone else, but I don't think you need to load up on him.
No,
but he is the WR3. So continue on. Yeah, Dalton Kincaid, Dawson Knox. No one's going to play because of Kincaid.
But Knox is still the starter at tight end. Like, Knox is going to double him in snap count.
I'm about it. Get some exposure there. Tyler Conklin, the top tight end for the Jets. Yeah, I don't. That's right. I don't. I'm not sure what the Kincaid breakdown, because I don't have that memory. So you guys will have to straighten that out. But like, Tyler Conklin, the top tight end for the Jets, he should get some looks in a game like this. So there he is. Yeah, I knew Gino was in there somewhere. What's up, Gino? My man. So yeah, Tyler Conklin certainly in play. Both kickers, the weather, I'm not going to let it bother me. I'm not concerned with it for the kickers. I'm playing the kickers as normal. As a matter of fact, maybe a little bit more than normal because of the weather, not because of the good defenses. When there's really good defenses, the kickers tend to, you tend to stop drives before the score. And so you end up having to kick a field goal. We saw yesterday with Jalen Hurts, even an elite offense, when you're not clicking perfectly, what ends up happening is you don't put it in the end zone. I think the kickers are going to have a better game than people are thinking. They're going to have a better game than people are thinking. Just don't ignore these kickers. Play them. I don't care which guy. I don't differentiate one kicker being better than another.
No, both of them are good.
Good defensive teams stop the drive before you score. They limit you to 3. That's a kicker game all day. All right, so a big question, Randall Cobb or Mecole Hardman? And this is I don't know the answer. I'm a Jets fan. I'm not sure. So let's take a look again at the receiving props. And I'm going to just compare these two guys. Did you look at that?
Anything, actually, I just looked again. It's 18.5 and 17.5.
Yeah, so it's the same. So they aren't sure either. And isn't that the trouble, right? So there's Cobb, 18.5. Let's see. He is betting. All right. So he's betting minus 140 to the over on 18.5. So there is a little bit of reveal.
That is a little bit of a lean there.
Yeah. So the field thinks Randall Cobb, right? If I can find Mecole Hardman, there he is. He's at 15.5, but betting, and 17.5 betting to the over, but not as much. You know what? It's pretty close.
It's pretty close.
Yeah.
Is there a more disappointing guy than Mecole Hardman, or somebody that's been like topped up to have a big role over his career and just really has never done anything?
He's not that good. I don't think Mecole Hardman is a good fit for Aaron Rodgers at all. I think it'll be Cobb. Aaron Rodgers has a specific play he runs with Cobb on the goal line that does score a touchdown. And I guarantee you the Jets are bringing that play. They know it. They didn't even have to bring it because Aaron could just look over at Randall Cobb in the game around the goal line and wink, and he will know that little slant that they do, and he'll know. So Randall Cobb is absolutely live. You got to play. I like Cobb in this spot, and I like him more than Hardman, definitely.
Definitely more than Hardman.
Yeah. Khalil K-Shack, just a big play wide receiver, WR5.
Yeah,
I don't even know if he's 3-4. Probably. He's kind of 4-5 kind of thing. So he can make a big play. That's a turd. That's a turd play for a little too much salary.
He's too pricey. He's too pricey for the role.
Yeah. Michael Carter, backup running backs for the Jets. Meh. Right. Latz Murray, definitely meh. CJ Azuma.
I kind of like CJ Azuma. I'm playing the Rodgers friend factor here.
All right. They're bad. Okay. I'll allow it. But it's not something that's going to excite me. He hasn't been an important part of the Jets offense. I think he's more of a blocking tight end.
Yeah, I mean, he's had some games. Okay, before we get to Sherfield and Hardy, we didn't talk about Damian Harris. What do you think about Damian Harris here?
My issue with Harris is he matches up very poorly with the Jets, but that doesn't mean he can't score a touchdown. And I don't love James Cook that much. So by default, maybe Damian Harris will be the better guy.
Right. Like, I think Cook is going to be very good in the middle of the field. I don't know how much they are going to use him down in the red zone. That's my only
Damian
concern.
Harris, much more likely to score the touchdown.
Right? Like, I mean, let's see. What's the touchdown prompt? But
now you got me. That's right. Wait, I love having this like right here. Do we have to score a touchdown? No.
I get it. TD scores. James Cook is plus 185 and Damian Harris is plus 245. So Cook is a little bit more likely.
Yeah.
Interestingly, though, Diggs plus 120, Wilson plus 145, Dalvin Cook plus 155.
I would not worry about the negative correlation. Again, this is a single game. Somebody before mentioned, don't rule yourself out of winning. It doesn't matter. This isn't a whole slate.
No.
Damian Harris scores a touchdown. He's in the nuts. Josh Allen runs for a touchdown. He's in the nuts.
I mean, yeah, like last night's the most outrageous sort of lineup winning thing that we've seen, right? And so much negative correlation.
When my buddy Jaguar Lou won $1 million on a showdown.
Yes, that's right.
And by the way, and second place was also DFS Army that particular showdown. Yeah. It was first and second.
Yep.
Which is an unheard of thing in a Millie Maker. Shipped it, no ties. What it was a defensive battle like this, and he just left a lot of salary. He went kicker, defense, some crappy player in the captain, and that's all it took.
Yep.
And it was like $5,000 salary left over. Sometimes you got to do that. I'm not saying to do that tonight. I'm just saying it has worked. And
like, here's the thing. I think that especially if you hand build, like you feel like you need to spend the salary. Like I was hand building today and it's like, oh, well, my last guy in, I can fit Aaron Rodgers, but do I want Aaron Rodgers in that line? You know what I mean? Like, I think that sometimes we got to get over that. Yeah.
No. And Aaron Rodgers is fine. Like I said, a fine play. He'll probably get you. He'll probably, On a good game, he's going to score 15 to 18. And that might be enough on a mediocre offensive night. So with that being said, getting back into this, I think you play some Damian Harris, right? But the Jets defense is designed to stop a player like Damian Harris. That is not a good matchup, but who cares? It's a single game. And if he gets a touchdown, that might be all it takes. I highly doubt Damian Harris is getting you a captain-worthy score, but you never know. He could also break one. He's just a little rush and finds his way. Yep. So anybody could get there. Yep. Anybody who's getting the ball in their hand. Yeah, Randall Cobb over Hardman for me. And the one guy, so I think the final little battle here, Sherfield and Deontay Hardy. So to me, Deontay Hardy won the WR3 job for the Bills in training camp. He beat out Trent Sherfield and K-Shaq. So this guy's going to be on the field the whole game. The Jets have good cornerbacks, which will take the ball a little bit maybe, and good linebacker play, coverage linebacker as well. Jets are just really, really good. You'll see these players. And so maybe the WR3 gets a couple of looks. And how many receptions does Deontay Hardy really need before he pays off on this 200 salary?
Like, that's the hard part, right? Like, he's 200. I think our ownership projection is about 4 times too low. I think he's going to push 20% in the millie. But it's tricky, right? Like, do you play him and just eat it? I don't know. Like, he's, you know what I mean? Like,
you eat it.
Are you going to lock button it?
Fuck no. Are you nuts? I don't think you need. If this was,
that's what I'm saying. Like, I don't think you needed him to do.
You don't need a $200 player on a slate where you're going, if I'm going to be heavy defense and kickers, I have enough salary. I don't have to have a 200 in there. If this was next week's Lions Kansas City game, I would play the $200 guy because that just gets me more studs in the lineup. But no, and again, doesn't Rodgers usually have bad week 1? Do you buy into an old QB?
No, I mean,
the answer is no. I don't think that the Jets quarterback is going to be sharp in this game.
Yeah, like I would agree that we talk about Hardy being the wide receiver 3 and being on the line out there all the time. I will say I think that they will run lots of 2 tight end sets with Kincaid, and I think that likely comes at the cost of that third wide receiver. So he's not going to play all the time, but it's I'm really interested to see how this offense looks tonight.
Yeah, and of course, week 1, everything's a mystery. You never know. Don't assume even things that we think we know. So I'll give you some things we think we know now that we've kind of gone through the player pool here.
Sure.
I'm going to give you some of the things I think we know, but we don't actually really know. Right there was one of them. Like, who really will be the third wide receiver or will get the targets?
Who knows?
We don't know what the split will be in either of these backfields between the running backs. Hall, Dalvin Cook. I think Dalvin Cook will get more run. I don't know.
We'd guess, right?
On Buffalo, everybody talked about James Cook going to take over a big role, going to get more looks. And then would it blow your mind if Damian Harris had more touches and carries in this game than Cook? It wouldn't blow my mind. I'd be like, oh, fuck, I just watched Kyron Williams lead the backfield for the Rams. I saw it happen. Like, I was like, oh, that wasn't expected. Like, a lot of stuff like that happened.
I think for my boys, I think that Ty Chandler is going to be the guy before the end of the year for the Vikings instead of Alexander Madison.
Maybe it'll be Ty Chandler. Listen, I don't know. Another thing was, and here you go. What if as a strategy for this slate, you lean on familiarity for Aaron Rodgers?
100%.
He's like, hey, I haven't practiced that much with this team, but you know what? I could just look at Lazard and Cobb and they know what the play is.
Right.
So a couple spots like that. I think you got to build for all those eventualities. I'll have some Damian Harris ones where I'm like, he scores a touchdown, and I'm going to build around that. I have some Cooks. Maybe James Cook will catch some passes and make value just by catching passes from the quarterback. Maybe Josh Allen will have to dump more off to the RB more frequently because the Jets pass rush is getting there. I don't know.
Very good. Yeah, very
could
good.
happen. Those are scenarios that could happen. So I want to be aware of that. Let's take a quick look at FanDuel.
Is there a scenario where no quarterback is in the nuts tonight?
Yes. And that is a heavy run game. Nobody throws for a touchdown. It's a win. It's 12-3, a lot of running back action, and no one scored well. Oh my God, is Mercedes Lewis?
He's not on the roster.
Did Aaron Rodgers bring him?
No,
Did he bring him?
He's not available.
Yeah. Shit.
He's like the oldest player in the NFL.
Oh man, I just want that guy to retire already, so I don't have to worry about him on these showdowns. Let's take a quick look at FanDuel. I'm gonna bring up the sheet, and I already kind of know what's gonna be on a sheet like that. Oh, I gotta find.
It's gonna be quarterbacks.
Yeah, it's gonna be a lot of quarterbacks and some running backs up there. And again, I might sneak in a defense, but probably not. Yeah, probably.
For sure. Like just the likelihood is that it's going to be a quarter. Like the likelihood is that it's going to be Josh Allen.
Somebody asked if you had to play a defense and you had to choose one as a preference, which one would you choose? I think it's the Bills, even though I think the Jets defense is better. I just think old Aaron Rodgers. You remember RELAX? That came after like 3 games of him being off a little bit, a couple games. Like you're right, the early season, it's not. Old people. We take a minute. Like
takes a minute to
get up in the morning. I'm not at peak form until like I have my coffee.
Get stretch a
little bit. Got to eat something.
Right.
Back in the day, I'd pop up being peak form. Now I'm
ready to roll.
Need some caffeine in here. All right. So you got Josh Allen, core play. I totally agree. Aaron Rodgers in the mix, unfortunately. How much? Oh, it's the MVP ownership 25% on Josh Allen might be too low.
Hey, I think it is too low. I think you should double that.
Yeah, it should be higher than that. Stephon Diggs, sure, I guess, you know what I mean. But if he's doing it, Allen's probably the guy.
He'd have to do so much.
Yeah, similar with Garrett Wilson, sure, why not? But if he's doing it, man, Aaron only threw.
Have to have a really bad game.
Yeah,
but in this low scoring affair, that is it's more possible than just a regular game.
Dalvin Cook in there, yeah, sure, but again, he'll probably need the bulk and 2 touchdowns.
It'd have to be like 14-10, 2 touchdowns.
Damian Harris can get here.
He could on FanDuel. He could on FanDuel. I don't know if James Cook can.
No, super unlikely. Yeah, well, James Cook is. See, to me, to score 2 touchdowns, I'd have my Damian Harris prop higher, like better than the James Cook prop.
Right.
Which is weird because Cook is getting the better first one. So I don't know. By the way, this swag, that's not just for today. That's all season. Jet swag. Everybody's like, oh, Kevin, you changed that shit up for every game? No. That's staying there. All right, taking a look through some of the salaries here on FanDuel.
I don't know that there's any like real good values on FanDuel. Deontay Hardy obviously is cheap.
That's a gross one. I think you got to play some defense maybe and some kicker.
I mean, they're cheap. The kickers are really cheap too.
Weirdly inexpensive.
Yes, that was the one thing I noticed. I really like Zerline and Bass here. And
normally kickers are 9,500.
Yep, they're at that 8K range right now.
They basically gave you Legatron. People ask about like this zone here, so I do want to talk about this zone here. I don't know if anybody can even see it. Let me do this. I'll make it a little bigger. All right. So this zone here, who do we want? This is FanDuel. I want touchdown scorers. So I'm just going to go through this and kind of like, turds down here, whatever, Rucker and Israel. No, right? No. These guys won't even play. Hardy, he might get some catches, but he could catch a touchdown because he'll be on the field, but it's not super likely, right? No. Backup tight end, sure. That's a touchdown waiting to happen. Sherfield, you said was a red zone target.
I think he could be.
All right, I'll allow it. So get a little taste of those guys. But I mentioned before, the tight end, like a Conklin at 8K, that's totally fine. That's a touchdown scorer. Randall Cobb is specifically a player that I've seen Aaron Rodgers throw a particular touchdown to him. Maybe I feel like 50 times. Maybe not. In my mind, it's 50. It's probably happened like 5 times. But nonetheless, I've seen it enough times to know that he can score a touchdown. There is a play that they run at the goal line to Randall Cobb. So I would keep him in there. And Dalton Kincaid. I mean, these are the guys you want to focus on as salary afforders. Let me try to make a lineup.
Yeah, let's make a lineup.
Yeah, let's make a lineup.
That's almost easier.
Yeah. So, all right, let's start with the most obvious captain.
Sure. Wilson.
Love Wilson more than Rodgers or Diggs, right?
And I don't think you need to pair Allen with anyone.
No, I agree. We'll see if that lends itself to doing, but no. So
right, not like you're forcing it.
Choosing a running back, I do think you want to try to get Dalvin Cook in there or James. One of the Cook brothers probably should be in that lineup.
We got 8,500. No kicker, and that's a pretty good lineup.
Yeah, I mean, like double kicker right here, or Tyler Conklin. It's fine too. Kicker can get to Bass. The other thing you could do here is Jets or Bills. So yeah, I mean, there's so many ways to go here.
I don't like that. I don't mind that.
Yeah, could put Jets defense in a situation like this. Could do both kickers and just low scoring. The other thing is if I squeeze out a little more, I don't mind Conklin. Like I said, pair that up with Garrett Wilson. At that point, you almost want to get rid of Dalvin and go with a James Cook.
Maybe hope that he gets a dump off for a touchdown.
Yeah, and then you could slap some Bills defense all up in this, or double RB or Lazard. So, there's a few different ways to go here. I kind of see this as a very likely build with Allen at the top. That seems the most obvious. Mix and match it a little bit.
It's almost about how you get different in that lineup, right?
Yeah, just the other spots. Like, all right, put Damian Harris in there. He scores a touchdown.
Sure.
Or
Allen with 2 running backs is pretty different.
I wouldn't do that, but you'd have to switch out Cook. But Bill's defense could be really interesting here as well. Or instead of this Cook, you put in Damian Harris and Bill's defense, and now I upgrade from here, and maybe get Lazard in there, who has a nice repertoire. So a lot of different ways to attack on FanDuel. Let's take a quick look at DraftKings. DraftKings is always the more fun site to build on. Sorry, FanDuel people.
That extra spot in the salary multiplier makes it interesting. So where are you going to go here?
All right. So for your starting spot, I don't want to do like a live build where we put a defense in there. But
sure,
I don't hate it.
No,
I don't hate it. But I think you start with Garrett Wilson. To me, my favorite play.
I would rather start with Wilson. Yeah, but if you're gonna go Bills defense, is Josh Allen in there?
Yeah, as in the flex. Why not? You have salary for it. Josh Allen's locked into 15 points.
Yeah,
like he's not gonna He's locked into 15, and then he could get 30.
Right.
The floor is very high on these guys. I don't care.
I like if you're going to go Jets defense. I really like Josh Allen in the flex.
Yeah, and that's good too. That's what I'm saying. We found that 17% of the time, the defense against the captain is the nuts play, and it's rarely used. So right here, you go right to Wilson, Bills. I like Jets defense even better, but whatever. I'm just saying this is a one way to build it. Who are must-haves in a lineup like this? I mean, I don't.
You gotta put Allen in there, right?
What's that?
You have to put Allen in this, don't you?
Yeah, got to get Josh Allen in there. I don't mind Bills and Jets defense.
Sure.
And then just pick your poison.
You can do whatever you want.
Pick your poison from here. Who's a high floor? I don't know. You know what? What if you go? No, you can't do Cardi. So this one doesn't need that Hardy guy. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, you don't really need him. Could you go Gabe?
Like Diggs? And then even that, you got
a lineup with a double D, yeah.
Can just double D it. Or, like I said, I mean, look at this. You get Diggs, Wilson, Allen, double defense, and you still have enough left over for Dalton Kincaid, Tyler Conklin, Knox, any of the kickers.
Options.
Just go with a kicker right there.
Lock that thing in.
A lot of different little approaches, but it doesn't have to be. You see how easy it is to switch it up. I could put Tyler Conklin there. Okay, fine. Dalton Kincaid, Knox. I could get rid of the double defense, just go one defense, maybe put a kicker in there, and now I could still afford whatever I want. So I think this is how a lot of builds are going to look. Like, this is what I'm saying. That's why I don't think Hardy is going to be that high owned. Normally,
that's
in a cash line,
you know what? Yeah, I can see that. You don't need it.
Or
what does it look like
with Diggs? Oh no, Diggs is in here.
What if we put Hardy in? What does it look like?
I want to get Dalvin Cook in there, right? So if you got Dalvin Cook, so here's how you do it. You get rid of either a kicker or defense. You could do Hardy.
Yeah.
Right. And now you can get Dalvin Cook in there, along with Diggs, along with Wilson, along with Josh Allen.
Yep. And what's your third?
I mean, what more can you ask? Starting running back option.
Yeah, you can go kicker. You can go.
Yeah, whatever. Just get you Knox, kickers, or defenses, or Randall Cobb.
I like that.
What's
I like that.
Right now, it's -2. The game total has gone from 45.5 when I was betting the under to 44.5. Is it -2.5 now? That would have gone up.
2.5 now. Yeah, we got a half.
Yeah, I think I bet it at 1.5. So good. I do think, and my bet for tonight, guys, and I don't know what you think of this. I did a big under parlay also. I actually raised up the game total. So I raised up the game total. I basically did like Jets score less than 30, Bill Bill score less than 30. Like I did alt spread just under.
Packed them on.
Yeah, I have it posted in the Sharp Discord.
What did it get to? What's your number?
What's that?
What's your number? What did it get to on your parlay?
Oh, it's plus 190.
Oh, okay.
It's not like stupid. I actually had a version that was plus like 5,000, but I don't even post that because I'm just being stupid. But I'm just being stupid. But as far as the game itself, I like the Bills and the under. But if you can alt spread it and get the Bills to -7 to plus 7.5, and the under to under about 50, that's still an even odds bet, but it feels like almost lock button to hit.
Yeah, that's like
I like bets like that. I like getting all crazy to the point where you kind of feel like really good about your chance of winning it. So that's what I've got going on for tonight.
Yep, I'm in.
Last thoughts, Josh?
I think one of these turd wide receivers are going to be in the nuts. It's just who?
It's Cobb.
Could be Cobb. You kind of talked me into Cobb tonight. I'm gonna have to build some lineups with him now.
All right. So here's the deal, guys. Let us know who your favorite cheap punt play, who's going to be in the nuts is. Hit us up in the comments section. Remember that we posted the link to the avatars as well. If you're rocking a DFS Army avatar, if you're in DFS Army, if you're subscribed, that gets you a swag bag. Boom, shirt, hat, pens, cozies, all the good stuff comes in a big package in the mail. If you're not subscribed, we're going to give you free months of DFS Army VIP to check out. You just email us, let us know, send us that screenshot of your big win. I love the big win screenshots.
Me too.
I'm doing this because I got these letters in the mail. I get emails. Omar, I'm like, I love this. This is the best way to wake up. Usually you would think that somebody emails you and it's like, you suck. So it's nice when it's
why'd you tell me to play Isaiah Likely?
Yeah, it's nice when it's nice. So yeah, K-Shack there. A lot of K-Shack. I like it.
People like K-Shack. I mean, because
Berm figured out a name. Who the hell is Gilliam? I don't even know who that is.
Reggie Gilliam on the Jets now. He used to be on the Bills. He's a special teams running back.
Okay,
is that what I'm thinking of?
You went. Bro, if Reggie Gilliam is in the nuts, I will give you the whole NFL season for free. Done. Hit us up.
I mean, he's going to be active. He's a fullback.
The new Cole Beasley. Braxton Berrios is the new Cole Beasley.
Is Braxton Berrios still in the NFL?
Yeah. Didn't you see? The Braxton Berrios call. I bet on him. He's on Miami.
Oh yeah, he's a good-looking cat.
Should we play the backup quarterback? It does. All right. Here's your crazy scenario. I don't even want to say it. I'm not even going to say it because it's the Jets. I don't want to say it out loud, but it involves playing Zach Wilson in your lineup. Don't do it. Who's the backup quarterback for the Bills?
It's not Case Keenum anymore. Who is it?
I'm mentioning this because it is week 1 of the season, and I promise you this: we've done a lot of showdown breakdowns over the year. Who is it?
Kyle Allen.
You know, that's how you take down the million.
He's been an NFL starter before.
We've done enough showdown breakdowns to know that the backup at any position is viable because players get hurt in game. Oh, you can't predict that? Yes, you can, because it happens about 15 to 20% of the time that a running back gets hurt in game. So you start to be able to predict that will happen on occasion just by always saying, I always account for it. So anyway, that's going to do it for the Showdown Breakdown Monday Night Football. Guys, if you're not signed up at DFS Army, get in there now. We got these breakdowns going nonstop. A lot of stuff going on behind the paywall that you can't see right here on the YouTube channel. So you want to be signed up at DFS Army, optimizer, ownership projections, all that good stuff. I'm getting ready to run my 150 and take this bad boy down. Oh, there he is. Zyhan. Yeah, I've been watching Zyhan's videos because of you, Hoff. Literally, I got it. I went down the Zyhan geopolitical K-hole, and I haven't come out. Like, it's always like every day I get a little knowledge nugget off my guy Peter Zyhan.
Peter Zyhan.
I have a feeling Eric Hoffman's taking down a tournament tonight. Hoffbrow
takes down more than you realize, I think.
That's gonna happen. I see him on top of the tournaments constantly.
Too often.
So
with that
good luck tonight, guys. I think we're gonna smash. I feel like we're getting the trifecta of tournament winners for all 3 of these showdowns. The main slate didn't go so well for you, boy. Even if the bets went amazing, you know, needed some Ayuk, didn't have it. My Tua with Tua, the second guy in the Tua.
That was good.
Did not do it. No, the second guy, Waddle messed me up.
Yeah, he missed on your double. But
should have been Durham Smythe.
Oh, man, he's legit.
Bobbywow called it. So
it's true.
Good luck tonight. I want to see those helmets up, and we'll see you on top of the leaderboards. Deuces, everyone.